At first, I thought this was a story about the trees. The trees that once stood here, standing boldly against the elements for thousands of years. Or maybe it's a story about time and perspective, because as the sun was rising on this tree to make its first rings, that same sun was casting golden hour evening light across the people of the Roman Empire, who were no doubt taking fire selfies. But wait, what if it's a story about greed and ignorance? The lack of long-term thinking and preservation in the minds of loggers from centuries past. You can't park there, leaving behind today's incomplete forest. This tree is 14 feet wide, and my entire life is all but a hand's width of rings. We've been to the moon and have computers in our pockets, but in all of our extraordinary innovation and prosperity, there will never come a day when we can create a 1,000-year-old tree in less than 1,000 years. It is exactly that quality that makes them impressive. All I know is these stumps have always fascinated me. This one started my second ever YouTube video 12 years ago.
Here's the great stump. About 14 feet across the top. There's my bike. Managed to wedge it.
From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I knew they were telling me something. At least I liked the idea that they might be telling me something. But as I sit here struggling to figure out some grand moral to the story, I've started to think maybe the lesson wasn't just any single one of these ideas, but all of them. And also something else entirely. Stories. There are few things more human. Through stories, we understand our world and enrich our earthly experience. But we go about our world today mostly looking down, staring into black mirrors, worried about things that aren't real and don't matter. And that comes at a cost. So I like to think that if these big boys could talk, they would simply say, "Hey dude, wake up. You're missing it." Because if I had been on my phone or otherwise distracted by a digital reality, I might have completely missed these stumps. Or just not cared. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to gaze in awe and wonder, to ponder the meaning and possibilities they might represent. That's why I think a little more time spent outside searching for stories makes our time on this planet more complete. Stories that add extra to ordinary with a little sprinkle of magic. Stories that turn worthless stumps into rotting reminders the world can be more.
It's absolutely massive.